Good afternoon. This is Akashvani and I'm Anubha Rohatgi with the midday news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India's space sector is becoming an attractive destination for global investors. Inaugurates Skyroot's Infinity Campus through video conferencing. President Droupadi Murmu to address Odisha Assembly this evening. IMF projects India's economy robust as GST reforms cushion US tariffs impact. 6.6 magnitude earthquake strikes Indonesia's Sumatra island. And curtains for this year's India International Trade Fair to come down in New Delhi this evening. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that India's space sector is becoming an attractive destination for global investors. Speaking at the inauguration of Skyroot's Infinity Campus through video conference today, Mr. Modi highlighted that the government has undertaken several historic reforms in India's space sector. He said the government has opened the space sector for private innovation, enabling startups and industry to work closely with country's scientific ecosystem. Prime Minister Modi highlighted that in the coming years, the global space economy is set to grow manifold and will open tremendous new opportunities for young people of the country.
स्काईरूट का इन्फिनिटी कैंपस भारत की नई सोच, इनोवेशन और सबसे बड़ी बात यूथ पावर का प्रतिबिंब है। हमारी युवा शक्ति की इनोवेशन, रिस्क टेकिंग एबिलिटी और एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप आज नई बुलंदी छू रही है। आने वाले समय में भारत ग्लोबल सैटेलाइट लॉन्च इकोसिस्टम में एक लीडर बनकर उभरेगा।
President Droupadi Murmu today said that the Indian Armed Forces have exemplified professionalism and patriotism in guiding the sovereignty of the nation. Speaking at the Chanakya Defence Dialogue 2025 in New Delhi, the President said the armed forces have displayed remarkable adaptability and resolve during every security challenge. She added that the recent success of Operation Sindoor is a defining moment in the country's counter-terror and deterrence strategy. The President emphasized that the world not only took note of India's military capability, but also its moral clarity to act firmly yet responsibly in the pursuit of peace.
Guided by our civilizational ethos of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, we have shown that strategic autonomy can coexist with global responsibility. Our diplomacy, our economy, and our armed forces together project an India that seeks peace but is prepared to protect its border and its citizens with strength and conviction.
Speaking on the occasion, Chief of the Army Staff, General Upendra Dwivedi said, the world is living in an increasingly multipolar order where major powers are continuously jostling and long peace is declining. President Murmu will address the members of the Odisha Legislative Assembly this evening on the first day of winter session of the House, which started this morning. This will be the first time in the history that a President of India will speak in the Odisha Assembly. President Murmu, who will be on a 2-day visit to her home state from today, is also scheduled to visit room number 11 in the Odisha Assembly, the chamber where she worked during her tenure as a legislator. President Murmu was elected to the Odisha Legislative Assembly twice from the Rairangpur Assembly constituency in Mayurbhanj district of Odisha in 2000 and 2004. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today said that India and Indonesia share civilizational ties which go back thousands of years. He said both nations are maritime neighbors, sharing historical, cultural and civilizational linkages. These opening remarks were made by the Defence Minister during the 3rd India-Indonesia Defence Ministers Dialogue in New Delhi. Mr. Singh underlined that values of pluralism, inclusiveness and rule of law are common to both our countries, and these shared values have given direction to our contemporary relations. The minister said that today's dialogue serves as a testament to the growing strength of both countries' defence cooperation, which is an important pillar of our cooperation.
Both India and Indonesia adopted shared vision on maritime cooperation in the Indo-Pacific between India and Indonesia. During visit of our Prime Minister to Indonesia in May 2018, as well as the signing of the enhanced agreement on defense cooperation. By frequent meetings with His Excellency Prabowo Subianto as Defense Minister, further strengthened both our countries' commitment to augment defense cooperation.
The International Monetary Fund, IMF, has said that India's economy is estimated to grow at 6.6% in 2025-26. It noted that the goods and services tax GST reforms are likely to help cushion the country from the adverse impact of the 50% tariffs imposed by the US. Following the economic growth of 6.5% in the fiscal year 2024-25, real GDP expanded by 7.8% in the first quarter of fiscal year 2025-26, the IMF said in a statement after its executive board completed an annual assessment for India. The IMF said that looking ahead, India's ambition to become an advanced economy can be supported by advancing comprehensive structural reforms that enable higher potential growth. In Tamil Nadu, the stalwart of the AIADMK party, K.A. Sengotian, who resigned from his MLA post yesterday, has now joined the Tamilaga Vetri Kalagam, TVK, the party founded by actor-politician Vijay. The 77-year-old veteran politician has been appointed as the chief organizer of TVK party. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our X handle at AIR News Alerts. And for details of stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and download News on AIR app. The curtains for this year's India International Trade Fair, IITF, will come down in New Delhi today. The theme of this year's fair was Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat. Our correspondent reports that the fair highlighted the cultural and economic strength of a united India.
This year's fair, held at Bharat Mandapam, witnessed a strong turnout with thousands of visitors, entrepreneurs, international delegates making their way through the exhibition halls. The 14-day event showcased India's rich diversity across its states. Bihar, Maharashtra, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh were the partner state for this year's edition, while Jharkhand was the focus state. Nearly 30 states and union territories and over 60 ministries participated in the fair. One of the central attractions of the fair was the Digital Indian Pavilion, which showcased the country's digital transformation journey. Various tribal groups from across the country also exhibited their work to a wider audience, promoting the nation's tribal heritage. The trade fair provided a major platform for domestic and international trade, promoting business to business and business to consumer linkages. With Shivang, Aman Yadav, Akashvani News, Delhi.
The 56th edition of International Film Festival of India, IFFI 2025, today, Goa Chief Minister Pramod Sawant released a commemorative stamp in honor of legendary cinematographer and filmmaker K. Vaikunt. A report.
On releasing the commemorative stamp, Mr. Sawant said that K. Vaikunt left a mark on Indian cinema even before Goa used to be associated with movies.
Today we come together to celebrate the life and legacy for the remarkable of the Govan Sri Vaikund Baba, the man whose camera shaped the visual language of the classical Hindi cinema.
On the occasion, Mr. Vaikunt's 1977 documentary, Goa Marches On, was also screened. In a career spanning more than 5 decades, K. Vaikunt worked on more than 35 feature films, along with numerous ads and documentaries. Some of his noted films were Mere Apne, Bandhan, Mausam, Raz and Parijay. Cine lovers are thronging the masterclasses today to celebrate 50 years of Sholay. Ramesh Sippy will be in conversation with Kiran Sippy. Later, Nagarjun and Amir Khan will also be having their sessions. A very exciting day ahead, packed with the magic of cinema. With Adarsh and Nikhil, this is Saira Mujtaba for Akashvani News from IFFI, Goa.
Spanish drama film Fury, directed by Gemma Blasco, premiered today in the Best Debut Feature Film of a Director category at the 56th International Film Festival of India, IFFI, in Goa. The film has already received numerous accolades at other international festivals. Its director of photography, Neus Ole, attended the screening and expressed her joy at being part of the 56th IFFI. The film follows the emotional story of a rape survivor who pours her pain into performing on stage, while her brother struggles with the anger and guilt of not having been able to protect her. Enumeration forms have been distributed to over 5 crore voters across Gujarat as part of the special intensive revision of the voter list. Meanwhile, the Election Commission will organize a taluka-level camp across the state on November 29th and 30th to accelerate this process. The digitization of the electoral forms is currently in full swing across the state. More from our correspondent.
The Dang district is leading the state in the digitization process, achieving the digitization of 85.53%. The SIR campaign has already played a vital role in cleaning the voter list in Gujarat, identifying over 10 lakh deceased voters and more than 11 lakh permanently migrated voters. Furthermore, the revision efforts have also flagged over 1.44 lakhs duplicate entries for necessary remedial action. The CEO office has urged all the eligible members to utilize the upcoming taluka level camps for any necessary updates or inclusion. Aparna Khun, Akashvani News, Ahmedabad.
At least 55 people have been killed in a major fire engulfing public housing apartments in Hong Kong's Tai Po district, and more than 270 are still missing. Officials said the fire was under control in 4 out of 7 affected buildings, and they hoped to quell the remaining blaze by the evening. 3 construction company executives have been arrested on suspicion of manslaughter connected to flammable materials, including mesh and plastic sheets, that may have allowed the fire to spread quickly. An earthquake of magnitude 6.6 struck off the western coast of Sumatra island, Indonesia, today. According to the United States Geological Survey, the island is grappling with natural disaster along with a tropical cyclone, which comes amid a period of severe weather challenges in Indonesia, which recently experienced floods and landslides in northern Sumatra province that led to the death of 28 people. South Africa will not receive an invitation to attend the G20 summit to be hosted under the US presidency in Florida next year, President Donald Trump has said, as he described the country as not being worthy of membership anywhere. The US takes over the presidency of the G20 from South Africa and will head the grouping from December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2026. In a social media post, President Trump said that the US did not attend the G20 in South Africa this year because the South African government had refused to acknowledge the horrific human rights abuses endured by Afrikaners and other descendants of Dutch, French and German settlers. Ahmedabad has been formally awarded hosting rights of the 2030 Commonwealth Games. The decision was approved by delegates from 74 Commonwealth nations at the General Assembly in Glasgow, United Kingdom. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has congratulated countrymen on India winning the bid, saying it is the country's collective commitment and spirit of sportsmanship that has placed India firmly on the global sporting map. Benchmark domestic equity indices, the Sensex and the Nifty slipped into negative territory in afternoon trade today after hitting peak levels in the morning. The Sensex dipped 96 points to 85,514, while the Nifty dropped 56 points to 26,149 when reports last came in. On the sectoral front, oil and gas, PSU Bank and consumer durables witnessed selling pressure, while media, financial services and private banks were leading the gains. The broader market at the Bombay Stock Exchange was also trading with cuts. The mid-cap index fell over 0.3% and the small-cap index lost over 0.5% a short while ago. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India's space sector is becoming an attractive destination for global investors. Inaugurates Skyroot's Infinity Campus through video conferencing today. President Droupadi Murmu to address Odisha Assembly this evening. IMF projects India's economy robust as GST reforms cushion US tariffs impact. 6.6 magnitude earthquake strikes Indonesia's Sumatra island. And curtains for this year's India International Trade Fair to come down in New Delhi this evening. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the Midday News.